Now we will take up next bill, the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Amendment Bill 2014. Sri Venkaiah Naidu.
Raju, you are supposed to work very hard every time you are asking for postponement. Sir, with your permission, it is there in the agenda. It is there in the agenda.
It is in the agenda.
Please.
It is in the list of business. It is in the list of business.
With your permission.
No, but Rajiv, it is in the list of business. We have decided to sit up to 6 p.m. So we can take it up. Please. Venkaiah ji,
permission, sir, with your permission, I raise to move that the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Amendment Bill 2014 as passed by the Lok Sabha be taken into consideration.
Okay.
I have submitted a notice to
Motion moved.
Select committee to move a motion. I have submitted a notice because this bill has constituted some new clauses which has not dealt with the standing committee. That is for helping these companies. Then we want to send it to the select committee for a thorough consideration.
No. See, the point is, you gave the notice only today.
Yes, sir.
His amendment should come one day before.
Sir,
So I cannot consider it.
It's a motion, notice for motion, not amendment.
Yeah.
This is notice for motion.
So what? It is
Not
amendment.
amendment.
Then,
This is not an amendment, sir. This is a notice for motion.
no, this is the point
There is
is,
no specific clause in the rules.
Sir, I appeal to the,
Yeah,
I
please.
appeal to the House, please, Raju, this bill was introduced in 2011 by the previous government. We are continuing the same. And then it was referred to standing committee. Standing committee have gone through the entire bill. And then they made some recommendations. 4 of the important recommendations of the standing committee have been accepted, incorporated in the bill. And there is also a Supreme Court observation with regard to eviction of unauthorized people in public premises. The Supreme Court also has made 20 observations. 80 observations have been accepted. And so Supreme Court observations, then standing committee recommendations.
all are accommodated.
Sir, please.
Listen.
Afterwards you can also say it. No? Sir, they have been incorporated. And moreover, this bill was also discussed in Lok Sabha. There was a broad consensus and people from all sides have supported the bill. I only request the House to take up this. It is a small bill and also pertains to Delhi Metro. Because Metro people want the work to be expedited. There are certain problems coming in the way, and also on account of the interpretation of word corporation, there are some practical problems that have come. That's why these amendments are made. Keeping that in mind, we brought this bill, sir. These standing committee recommendations were received on 5/1/2012 in 20th report of this committee. The Honorable Supreme Court judgment was dated on 5/7/2013 in a civil appeal. So both these things has been incorporated in this, and it was amended 3 times earlier in 1980, 1984 and 1994. The present proposal seeks a 4th amendment to this Act. Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants was enacted to provide for speedy machinery for the eviction of unauthorized occupants from public premises for public purpose only, for infrastructure for public purpose only. And this bill has come back from the standing committee. 15th Lok Sabha got dissolved. That's why this bill could not be pursued at that time. After the new House is constituted, the bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha, discussed at length, and then was approved in the Lok Sabha. So, keeping this in mind, I suggest that we should go ahead with this bill. Meaning of public premises by premises belonging to or taken by these. It has been included in this amendment to Section 2 of the Act, and also in the existing Act. Public premises in relation to National Capital Territory of Delhi means any premises belonging to the Municipal Corporation of Delhi or any municipal committee or notified area committees, because there are a couple of corporations in Delhi. There are 3 municipal corporations and there is an NDMC. So the interpretation sometimes is creating problems. Keeping that in mind, it is now cleared, it has been now specified, sir. It is also proposed to substitute the word municipal corporation by the phrase corporation or corporations notified under Section 3 of the Municipal Corporation Act. Sir, as proposed by the government of the National Capital of Delhi and approved by the Cabinet, it was proposal came from Delhi government, the then government, and it was approved by the Cabinet. It proposed to bring any premises belonging to or taken lease by on behalf of the government company as defined in clause 45 of Section 2 of the Companies Act 2013 only in relation to National Capital Territory of Delhi. That is the suggestion came from state government. It has been considered and then we are bringing it. As the Major Port Trust Act 1963 is being amended to include any successor company constituted under the or referred in this act to the existing Board of Trustees, it is proposed to make similar changes in Section 2 of this Port Trust Act also of 1971. Sir, this was proposed by Ministry of Law and Justice and now approved by the Cabinet. It is also proposed to make consequential amendment in Section 2 of the Act, which are consequential because officers of the proposed companies and municipal corporate councils can be appointed as its officers under Section 3 of the Public Premises Eviction Act 1971. So, as I told you, sir, 4 recommendations of the Standing Committee and 18 observations made by the Honorable Supreme Court, they have been incorporated and there is no expenditure involved in this. It is only to facilitate the forward movement of the infrastructure and also public utility services. Keeping that in mind, I appeal to the House to take it for consideration, discuss it, give some valuable suggestions if any, and then pass the bill.
You can participate.
It is circulated by the Rajya Sabha Secretariat. In addition to the recommendation of the Standing Committee and Supreme Court direction, I quote, this bill aims to implement certain recommendations, suggestions of the committee and the Supreme Court, and also, that is an addition, to bring within the ambit of public premises, the premises held by companies in which at least 51% paid up share capital is held, partly by the central government and partly by one or more state government, so that speedy and smooth eviction of unauthorized occupant from public premises is done in a fixed time frame. This is totally a new clause.
You can, you can take part in the discussion and present your point. Let me start.
That is why I have submitted the notice. Sir, actually this is the attack on democratic principle of our country. The government is push all legislation bypassing the Standing Committee.
No, you can go to the merit of the bill. You participate.
That is why I have submitted the notice to move amendment to constitute a select committee
Notice is
to
not on
examine
time.
this bill, sir. It's a very important thing, sir. Actually, we have to this is the duty of the Parliament to ensure the basic democratic principle. Now, all the bills push without sending to the Standing Committee.
No, it has gone to Standing Committee.
No,
it has gone to Standing Committee.
But sir, I would like to mention one experience. While I was working with the Standing Committee on Finance, the late Yashwant Sinhaji was the chairman of that committee. We examined the company's bill and submitted a very good report. Thereafter, 3 new clauses incorporated by the then government. Then the chairman of the Standing Committee, Yashwant Sinhaji, wrote to the then Speaker Meera Kumarji, this new, then Yashwant Sinhaji wrote to the then Speaker Meera Kumarji, these new clauses the committee did not examine, and this is totally new clauses. Then the bill is de facto.
So the point is,
then let me complete, sir. Then the chairman of the committee wrote to the Speaker and request the honorable then Speaker to send it again to the Standing Committee. As per the request of the then chairman of the committee, Learned Yashwant Sinhaji, the Speaker Meera Kumarji sent it again to the Standing Committee. That was the precedent. But what is happening now, the government utilizing the majority in the Lok Sabha, they push all bills without sending to Standing Committee.
Bill is here.
That is why we had constituted 3 select committees here. One insurance bill, one repealing, and this settlement issue. We forced to constitute 3 select committees.
Rahul,
now this also, sir,
Mr. Rahul,
bypassing the Standing Committee.
You can say all this when you participate in the discussion.
No, I am.
Why do you say now?
I am pressing to move my amendment to constitute a select committee. I also mentioned the names also there. Sir.
I have already said. See, if it is an amendment, it has to come one day early. So, as far as I am concerned, no amendment
we
before
got all
me.
these things today, sir.
No.
This is the motion. We got all these things today, sir.
No.
All these things today, sir. Your legislative synopsis, everything we got it today.
You see,
we got it today, sir.
That this will be taken. You are knowing that this will be taken.
That is why I submitted a notice. It should be considered. This notice to ensure the basic principle of democratic system, parliamentary system, sir.
What is the basic principle of democracy? We have thorough discussion and then pass legislations the larger interest of people, blocking registrations time and again is not going to help democracy or people of the country. My suggestion, please, but if you want to bypass everybody and want to have your own voice, what can I do? My point is, this bill was prepared by the government earlier, referred to standing committee. Standing committee has gone through it and then gave the report, and then the matter was discussed in Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha has approved it. Then I have come here. Now you are saying I have included one new clause saying companies means companies where the shareholding is 51% or more, or per center, or one state, or more than one state. Sir, companies where the states are involved, are they for public interest or for private interest? Public metro, for example, metro is held by both the central government and also state government. In certain places, for example, Delhi metro, if it is expanded to Faridabad, if it is going to be expanded to, if it is already expanded to Gurgaon, they come in other states. So keeping that such an eventualities, this provision has been brought in. Please try to understand, and we are here to expedite the registrations in the larger interest of the people. If you get delayed, then the work will get struck, and the result will be, there will be escalation of the cost, and the burden will be on people. I am not going to bear the burden, you are not going to bear the burden. It is the common people of the country who are the consumers, they will be bearing the burden. Keeping that in mind, I appeal to the House and also to Sri Raju particularly, we have not standing on any prestige at all. Sir, this bill, which you are, some of the bills which you are mentioning, were introduced in Rajya Sabha, not passed in Lok Sabha.
No, Mr. Rajiv, the problem is,
if it is
Rajiv, the problem is there is no motion before me. I have to take up the bill only.
Just a minute, sir.
See,
if it is sending to the standing committee, the committee can hear the views of the state government.
it's already gone to standing committee.
No, sir. This clause not dealt by any standing committee. I specifically stated that this is totally a new clause incorporating the state governments. Then in the federal structure of this constitution, we should hear the views of the state governments. Then the parliament cannot do it. Only standing committee
point is,
only parliament can hear, parliament standing committee can hear the views of the stakeholders.
Yes, Rajiv.
Parliament, sir, let me
now you allow it.
Parliament can.
You are monopolizing the House.
There is no provision in the constitution. The parliament giving right to the parliament to hear the views of.
Okay, now you take your seat.
The standing committee.
You made your say. Now you take your seat. Now the problem I'll tell you. See, the Honorable Minister has already moved the motion. The bill is now the property of the House. I cannot stop it other than through a motion, which is valid motion. There is no valid motion. But the motion you refer to, that is about select committee, your motion, that was not reached one day before, so that is not a valid motion. So I have to proceed. I have to proceed.
As per the select committee rule, which rule is it specifically stated that one day notice?
No, a select committee. See, once I'll tell you. No, you point out the rule. You point out the rule. See, once a motion for consideration of the bill is moved, a select committee motion should come as an amendment. Now, bill is already moved. What you are bringing is anyway is an amendment. So, for which I need one day notice. I have to.
Only today, sir.
You see, UK only today. That is a. You see, yeah. Yes.
This is has a lot of bearing. The Honorable Minister said that one clause he has introduced.
Yeah.
Which was not there before the consideration before the standing committee.
Yeah.
Whatever, one clause or two clause, whatever is there. A new clause has been added that has a far-reaching effect. For example, one minute. For example, if it is for Delhi Metro, nothing prevented the government to mention Delhi Metro. Now they are bringing all, not only public sector, and the undertaking with 51% government shareholding. There may be small companies where 51% and PSUs which are loss-making companies, and they will misuse this provision, and that will be a greater effect. So I urge upon the if you want to make metro, yes, nobody wants to stop some public sector undertaking which is more useful for public. But if you are bringing that provision, it will be far-reaching, because there are thousands of 51% shareholding companies. So don't make it a general. My request is, don't make it a general provision.
I am not making it a general cause. May respectably submit, sir. 2011, 29th August, when the bill was introduced in the House, sir, statement of objects and reasons. It is therefore proposed to include within the meaning of public premises any premises belonging to or taken on lease or on behalf of any company as defined in section 3 of the Companies Act 1956, in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held partly or by the government and partly by one or more state governments and includes a company which is subsidiary. It was there in 2011. The standing committee has gone through it and then approved it also. And now we are now trying to find fault, saying that you are extending it to companies, other 51% paid up capital and all. This is part of the original bill which has gone to the standing committee, which has discussed it and then sent it back.
Sir, point of order. Rule 95, notice of amendments. If notice of amendment has not been given one day before the day on which the bill is to be considered, any member may object to the moving of the amendment, and such objection shall prevail unless the chairman allows the amendment to be moved. No member raised any objection. No member up to now, no member raised any objection. Then I want the protection of the House, protection from the chairman. No member raised any objection. Only chair raised this issue. No member raised this.
Minister.
No member.
Minister is a member. Minister is a member.
No.
Minister is a member.
I am a member as well as a minister also.
Minister is a member.
No member raised that objection.
No. Listen.
What is it going on?
Rajiv, you take your seat. Now regarding select committee, you read Rule 71. In Rule 71, it has been very clearly said, a motion for a select committee can only be moved as an amendment to the motion made by the minister. It is very clearly said. Members, Rule 71, I will read it for your benefit and also for the benefit of the House. Rule 71, members who may make motions in respect of bills. No motion, I am quoting, no motion that a bill be taken into consideration or be passed shall be made by any member other than the member in charge of the bill, and no motion that a bill be referred to a select committee of the council or a joint committee of the houses or be circulated for the purpose of eliciting opinion thereon shall be made by any member other than the member in charge except by way of amendment to a motion made by the member in charge. Therefore, now let me complete. Therefore, your motion for sending it select committee is an amendment to the motion moved by the member. And when it is an amendment to the motion, it has to come one day early.
There is the rule, sir. I specifically stated the rule. You please kindly apply your wisdom.
Which one?
Chairman.
Which
it
one?
is here. If notice of
Which
an
rule?
amendment.
Which rule?
95.
95.
Notice of amendment. If notice of an amendment has not been given one day before the day on which the bill is to be considered, any member may object to the moving of the amendment. Up to now, go to the record, no member raised any objection to my amendment. Second, if it is so, any objection is there, it is with you, Chairman.
See, but two things.
Sir, no member, only chair raised this issue.
No, you are objecting. What are you saying? No, even otherwise.
Nobody raised this issue.
Even otherwise, you read the last clause, unless the chairman allows the amendment to be moved.
Yes. What is the meaning?
Yeah, listen.
Please read it full.
Now, listen.
Sir. No, sir.
You listen.
You please read it full.
You don't accept the objection.
Please read it full.
No,
What is the rule, sir?
You don't accept the objection of the minister?
You please go through the verbal. This house is working on the constitutional provision.
No, that is an objection.
No, sir.
Minister was objecting all through. What are you talking?
Not proud.
Minister is a party who introduced the bill.
You please give the rule. Because the minister, he introduced the bill. So his subjection may not be.
No. He's a member. No.
So the chair has
He's a member.
Let
He's
the
a
chair
member.
with its own
Minister is a
discretion
member.
do that, sir. Based on the rule.
Chairman is a member and the capacity
No,
of the
no,
member.
minister is a member.
Raised is no.
Every minister is a
To be
member.
honest, sir, honestly I am speaking, no member in this house except the chairman raised objection on this.
I did not raise objection. What are you saying? I said the rule. I said the rule only.
You please read the rule fully.
Sir.
If it is not submitted one day before.
See, listen.
Sir, you please read the rule fully.
But listen.
आप इस पे ruling दीजिए.
If it is not.
No, please.
ruling दीजिए इस पे.
See, Mr. Rajiv, you should know when there is a specific rule for select committee, that is the rule 71. Now let me say. When there is a specific rule for select committee, rule 71, which says that a motion for select committee should be in the form of an amendment. And the general rule for amendment is always that it should be one day before. This is the rule.
All rules have its own number.
Yeah.
There is no general rule in this book.
Yeah. I come
there
to
is
your
no
argument.
rule.
You said objection.
Sir,
You don't approve minister's objection?
I request to protect from the.
No, I am
Chairman
saying
is the
minister
custodian
is
of
a
the rules.
member, his objection is
Chairman
valid
is
for
the
the chair.
custodian of the rules.
Consideration of this amendment.
Amendments to construction
One day before.
and consideration of the, consideration of bills. No, it is very clear.
You please read
No.
71
Sir, you-
along with 95.
No,
Please,
I am
Sir, I
under,
want a specific
No.
ruling. I
See.
want a specific ruling. You please read 71 along with 95.
I have given the ruling, ruling, his amendment is not given one day before, so it is not valid. So I am proceeding with the bill. I have given the ruling.
How can you make a question the ruling? But this is totally
I have given the ruling.
This is totally against the
That
rules.
yes.
Totally against the rules.
Yeah.
Discrimination. I am walking out, sir.
Yeah.
This is against
Okay.
the democratic principles
Okay.
of the parliament system.
I think this particular thing, we cannot take it as a mere technicality, but may require greater clarity for the benefit of all the members and also for the functioning of the House in such situations in future. Sir, if the rules say that the amendment can be moved once the motion is moved, so it can be brought in the form of an amendment. That's 71, Rule 71, read along with Rule 95. Now, if the House has a situation that the revised list of business includes this, and the honorable members come to know less than one day before about the motion being moved before this House, how can the members preempt and move a motion in anticipation when this has not been conveyed to the members? This is a fundamental. I want your ruling on this, sir. This is, I think, this needs greater
already in the
clarity
list of
because
business.
it needs clarity, sir.
It was already in the list of business.
No,
isn't
sir.
it? When did the
No,
list of
sir.
business?
Sir, this is very fundamental now. No, that is very fundamental.
See,
Sir, the point is-
this bill was laid on the table of the House months before.
Sir,
So it is in the knowledge of the members.
No, sir, but
Yeah.
the members cannot. This last session, this issue came up when Sri Sitaram Yechuri wanted to move an amendment to a motion, and the ruling from the chair was, I recall it, and we can refer to the records, that only when the minister moves, and that was, sir, your ruling.
That is select committee.
Yes, that is what his amendment is, sir.
But notice should be one day before.
No, but if the
There's no notice.
if the government notice does not come a day before, that this motion will be moved
No, it is
today.
there. It was in the list of business. It was in the list of business.
Okay,
List of business दिया था.
Sir, आपकी रूलिंग के
No,
बाद
we are not questioning the
Maybe I have given the ruling.
We are not questioning the ruling.
चाहिए
We are not
बिल
questioning
जो है
the
वो
ruling.
मूव किया है माननीय मंत्री जी ने और मुझे लगता है उसमें चर्चा होनी चाहिए आप
Even if your argument is taken,
होनी है
I am accepting the minister as a member and his objection.
Chair, I
Even if
think
your
the
argument.
ruling-
We should
Yeah.
have some more.
See, no, let us
clarity
take it
on
now.
this.
Okay.
1 minute.
So, Chair, if the verbatim is generally different from this, then I have the constitutional right. The constitutional right is there, sir. To read the constitution,
Yeah.
sir.
Respecting
Please.
your ruling, if I may just add, and Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs is a senior parliamentarian, I think this is a bit ticklish. There is a grey area. It will need more clarification for the benefit of all the members. Number two, sir. Number two. There is one submission that I would like to make. It's not exactly what it was earlier, and what has been given by the Rajya Sabha, that's the legislative synopsis. It makes it very clear, and the minister has also said that certain recommendations of the standing committee, as well as the Supreme Court observations have been included. But sir, there is one thing here about Section 5, because it's not specified that it will be applicable only to the companies in which central government has 51% and state government or some other company, state PSU also has shareholding. It will be, 1 minute, this minister, please, this should be very clear whether it will be applicable to all the premises, because Section 5 amendment of the Principal Act, that should be read very carefully. I've just gone through it. That will be applicable to all universally, and that makes it very harsh provision, 7 days and within 15 days eviction. So I think this is not that simple. That's why this particular issue, this has potential of misuse, that in 15 days, by this amendment of this particular section, you can throw out anyone. I think this needs more clarity, because that has not been examined by the standing committee. If the minister can shed some light on that, the House will benefit. I am requesting through you, sir, the Honorable Minister.
I am really surprised. Once the chairman has given some ruling, somebody says, I don't agree with your ruling.
No, we are not questioning.
I want to challenge it.
No discussion on ruling,
Yeah.
but
I have been,
Anand Sharma raised another point, which minister can reply. Ruling is ruling, that's final.
I have been in this house.
Ruling, Mr. Minister, Honorable Minister,
Don't take anybody's name.
Honorable Minister,
I don't.
ruling is final. I have said the amendment is not valid, so discussion will be taken up. You are only replying to what Anand Sharma said.
My point is, this is done for public purpose, not for any private activity. This is done for public purpose of expanding infrastructure. When the issue comes class by class, when we discuss, I am ready to clarify
Okay.
that also. There is no
No, we'll
problem
take
on
it.
that account.
All right.